not understand some of the things what he's doing.
Yeah. What was the circumstance of that audio recording? Does it sound like there were three of you there?
Yes, it's me, myself, and also my partner, sorry, my advisor, Neil as well is there. And also I'll bring him into the call. He's my senior advisor as well in the business. Basically, what we're asking him is that, what's going on genuinely, right? Because he told something in the email. Obviously, in the audio file, it was different, right? He was talking about pre-pack administration and stuff, yeah? And this is where I wanted to understand, basically, what is it you're doing, right?
You basically pre-agreed before the directors put the company into administration and protect it from its creditors. Usually some parties connected with the directors, or maybe a separate party, do a deal in advance with the administrator to say, as soon as you put the company into administration, sell it to us. The administrator or the person who's going to be the administrator will need to be reasonably satisfied that there aren't likely to be any other deals out there that he could do that would bring in more money. But if it's the sort of business where its assets are hard to value, or its assets are unlikely to be attractive to anyone other than the purchaser that wants to do the deal now, then the administrator may agree to that, and effectively, as soon as the administration happens, the assets, IP in this case, are sold to the new company, and then that's it. And the new company will own the IP. The big point here, and it's touched on in that video, is that probably here the IP is only really worth something if. Sorry, I don't know what's the name of the guy at the other company?
So his name is Drew, because obviously I just only saying it in confidential for you, right? Basically, and I don't want it to get it out. I think I just want. Yeah, sure. So basically, what is not clear to me, Stuart, is that obviously, this company's group is in the US, group company, right? So that's what I think. If you look at the audio thing, what he mentioned is that he's taking help from one of his investor in the US. And they were looking at maybe Chapter 11 or something like that, like bankruptcy as that kind of an opportunity, right? Whatever it is. And eventually what he's trying to do there is that, if I understand right in simple terms, trying to do like in a controlled administration where he can able to still control it, and then maybe move on to a special purpose vehicle, and which means that he doesn't need to worry about the existing debt, and then everything will go away, the company will be dissolved. And I don't understand how it does it. Is it okay to do that?
It's okay to do that, provided the administrator, when you find an administrator willing to do it, or for an administrator willing to do it, then they need to be pretty confident that this would be likely to be the best deal on the table within a short space of time. And if it's the case, as it appears to be here, that Drew is needed for this IP to be worth anything, then unless if the pre-pack deal is with a company that Drew is connected with, then the administrator is probably going to think, well, this is the only deal that I'm likely to be able to do, because no one else is going to pay anything for this IP without Drew. And Drew is going to agree to be part of the deal unless he gets he's got some kind of stake or other source of income to come out of this new company. So the other issue though is that sometimes you have other people involved whose know-how and if you like IP they've got in their head, or they haven't actually passed the company, is crucial as well. And so someone does this pre-pack deal, the new company goes ahead and then finds that one of the contractors they used that the old company used and maybe hadn't paid actually has some IP in their sole control that they're refusing to hand over, because they will say, well, I've been paid, I'm not giving this to you until you pay me. And you know what, you can pay me more than you owe me, otherwise I won't cooperate.
No.
So you have to be fairly sure, if you're backing the new company, that Drew really is the only key person who's needed.
No, that is exactly right. That is exactly right. Yes, please go ahead.
So the other option he seemed to be talking about in his email and briefly in that conversation was about you doing a deal with the current company, and the current company sort of stays dormant.
Yeah.
Now, the risk with that is what we talked about before, is that that might work, but then the dormant company then goes bust. Then you're potentially exposed, and I wouldn't really, there are things you can maybe do to protect yourself there, but I wouldn't really recommend it. It sounds to me that Drew's company is, at some point, if not now, but in the future, it is not going to be able to pay its way, and it's going to go, its creditors are going to put it into administration.
And India, okay to join in briefly?
The point is, if the
come to the meet, come to meet if you can.
So if the
sorry, actually, one second. One second, sorry. Yeah, this is another lawyer actually. I know from other network, because Mike is so busy. He's just giving. He's got the background. I thought maybe it would be useful also for you to hear. Want to come in? Sure. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to share the screen as well. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so basically, that's the biggest problem, right? And
the safest route for you would be for Drew with some of his investors to do a pre-pack, and it's agreed that you'll do collaboration with